Mason, who's the best guy going back to LSU that we're not talking about right now, but a year from now we'll all be talking about?
Whit Weeks. A lot of respect for Whit Weeks. His hard work and dedication for the game. Great friend of mine. I mean, he's a ball player. He's been tremendous for LSU, and this year he's definitely going to step up into that big leadership role, which he was stepping up into last year, and I think he's going to have a huge year for LSU.
Mason, what makes South Florida football so special? What makes South Florida football special?
Just the athletes that are there. I mean, the production down there, and especially at my high school, St. Thomas Aquinas, you got athletes going out every single year, going to D1 and into the NFL as well. So it's crazy to see. But the athletes down there in South Florida, I mean, the competition that's down there, that's what I've been raised around, and I love being down there and being playing with those athletes. For sure.
How did you benefit from growing up around pro football?
Yeah, just kind of having that inside scoop that many people aren't fortunate to have. So it was definitely a blessing. But I mean, my only memory when my dad was playing was messing around with my brother and sister in the suite or in the locker room, tackling each other. So I mean, not much memory there, but just having him in my supportive group and my team, and my family, of course, being supportive of me throughout the whole way, throughout ups and downs, has been huge for me.
Has it helped you understand what it takes to make it as a professional? For
sure. I mean, even my dad and my uncle, they both weren't the highest recruited coming out of high school or college, and it just shows that there's no shortcuts to the game. It's all straight hard work and dedication, and seeing their work ethic. And my dad was a little undersized coming into the NFL, and just how he worked and separated himself. That's what it takes to be on this next level.
What did your dad tell you about this process, the combine and the draft?
Just to enjoy it. It's a long process. It's a long year. Up until 2026, you got the mini camp and you got camp and all that stuff. So I mean, it's a long process, but just being where your feet are and enjoying it. Coming out here, meeting new guys, meeting the guys you've been watching on TV every year, competing against, is definitely a big experience. And getting to talk with all these teams, it's definitely been a great experience.
Who's your favorite Dolphins tight end of all time?
Dolphins tight end of all time. I like Gesicki. That was. I mean, when I was younger, he was there a little bit. So I would say Gesicki.
Have you met with the Dolphins?
I met with them a lot at Senior Bowl. So I met with them at the Senior Bowl. I got to meet with every single team, whether that's Senior Bowl or here. So it's definitely been a blessing and definitely been an eye-opening experience.
Talk to Mike McDaniel? Talk to Mike McDaniel at all?
Not since, no.
One of the things that Brian Kelly mentioned about you throughout the year was just your ability to do every single thing well that he asked you as a tight end. So what did it take to kind of fill out everything from blocking, from diverse pre-snap alignment, everything that you're asked to do? And what's your greatest strength?
That's just a tight end's job, is just doing everything, and that's why I love it. Being that complete tight end and being that answer for the run game, the pass game, and the protection game was huge for me. And LSU gave me the opportunity to be kind of like the dark horse of the offense and kind of doing everything behind the scenes, and then also catching the ball as well. So that's something I enjoy. Sometimes you're not going to have games where you're catching 10 balls and having 100 receiving yards, but being that team player and being in that answer in the run game, or help when you need a 7-man protection and push our first round receivers down the field. I mean, it was a great experience at LSU. Yeah, I mean, he's a baller. I mean, he was just playing basketball for LSU. I mean, he's a tremendous athlete, and he's open to learning. I mean, when I was there, I mean, he's really communicative, open to learning, and he's learned a lot. And he started football at a late age in high school, and he's caught up onto it. So I mean, he's definitely going to be a player for LSU, and he's stepping into that role.
Is there an audit of those first-round receivers? Talk about what it was like playing with Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Kyron Lacey, I mean, all of them. I mean, being around them, my years there is just truly a blessing, and getting to learn from them and see how they run routes and see how they play and practice and work hard. I mean, it's definitely been a great experience for me, and getting to see that and kind of put that into my game, into a 250-pound body is definitely good for me, and definitely having that relationship with me and them is definitely great.
Jason, you talked about watching Mike Gesicki. I'm kind of curious, what do you see in the game that you love? I mean, he's 6'6", he's a 41-inch vert. What do you see in Mike Gesicki?
Athletic, like you said, and being that complete tight end, doing it all. That's something I pride myself on, kind of doing it all for an offense, and that's what tight ends do, having a lot on their plate, and being an answer for everything offensively. I would like to say, everything, but I would say specifically in the pass game, route running. I think I'm a tremendous route runner. I think I run smooth, but again, I can separate myself from defenders. It really just depends on the route tree we had at LSU. Sometimes I'm not running the most, we're kind of running basic routes or something like that. But, I think I have the potential to run any route, I'm asked to do, whether that's out wide at number 1, number 2, or number 3 spot. I feel like I can run any route and be an answer for offenses in the pass game anywhere.
Elijah, if I'm an NFL general manager and I draft you, what type of player am I going to get?
We're saying absolute dog. Somebody who's willing to do whatever it takes, to win games. I feel like I'm a very selfless player, and, I always put the team first.
Have you met with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No, sir, I haven't.
Elijah, what's it like to be in this position after the injuries that you've battled with and, your long career at Miami?
Man, it's such a blessing, just being out here. I grew up watching the Combine every year, so just to be out here and, just walk around and see the logo everywhere is crazy.
Elijah, coming off a big Senior Bowl, are you planning to test here at the Combine? And if so, what are you planning to run in the 40?
I'm going to wait till Pro Day.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
How's your knee doing? Can you give us an update on it?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good. Yes, sir. Body's feeling good. I'm just trying to take care of my body.
Have you had all the medicals yet, or do you still have some more to do to convince the people about your knee?
I don't even know, honestly. I'm just going with the flow this week.
Elijah, can you talk about your football journey? I read that you played in Mexico growing up and came down to Texas.
Yes, sir. So I played 1 year of football down in South Florida in Miami. And then I moved over to Mexico. I played there for 6 years. I feel like the sport of football in Mexico grew a lot throughout, my years out there. And it was cool. I learned the game in Spanish first, which was pretty cool, and then I came back over, and I realized, how similar things were. It's still the same sport, it's still football. Coming over, moving from Mexico to Texas, the guys were a little bigger, more guys my size, and, just bigger than I was. I was used to, being the biggest guy in Mexico. But, a lot of that, it was just similar, still football. Wherever I'm getting the ball.
In terms of your medicals, have you had some conversations down for really top teams? Did you meet with the Chiefs yet?
I met with them at the Senior Bowl, yes, sir. They just asked for my medical history. Nothing too crazy. But I feel like the injuries that I've had has molded me into the man I am today. Just that adversity I had to face, all the rehab, all the, days there where I didn't feel like doing it. I went in and I thought, how's the future you going to think? So, I went in and did it, and I'm here now.
Can you tell us about Cam Ward? What's it like playing with him, and maybe what the most impressive thing he did that you witnessed?
He's the ultimate guy, ultimate teammate. Everybody sees, what he does on the field and his confidence and everything. But the biggest thing I would say is, just the type of leader he is. He from day one, he brought the team in like this. And, he's not afraid to hold people accountable. He wants to win, and, he holds the team to a certain standard, and he doesn't care how he's going to get his point across.
So the fact that he was able to come in so quickly and establish himself, was that a good impression?
Oh, of course. Yes, sir. I can do it all. I'm really just a big receiver when it comes to the pass game. I'm fast, I'm quick, I can move. And then also in the run game, I can throw my head around too. I like to get physical, get dirty in the trenches.
What did you learn from a guy like Cam McCormick?
Cam McCormick, that's my guy. Really just staying persistent. He's had a lot of injuries throughout his career as well, having his long career. That's Unc right there. But yes, sir. I learned a lot as far as, just staying persistent, keeping the main thing. When he first came in, he told me, any extra work, you ever want to get in, anytime you watching film, just let me know. And we became really close.
Who are your favorite NFL tight ends? There's some that you maybe modeled your game after or borrowed different things from to develop your game?
Yes, sir. I would say I like to borrow a lot of different things from a lot of different people, but my main guys are the Miami guys. Those are the main guys that I watch. Jimmy Graham, Greg Olsen, Jeremy Shockey, David Njoku, even Kellen Winslow. There's a lot of Miami greats that I was able to take after.
What about Njoku's game has resonated with you specifically?
Man, he's an athletic freak, first of all. Really, I would say, just his ability to run after catch and just make those tough catches. Man, it would mean the world to me. I mean, just the type of person he is, he's very selfless. He deserves a world. So, when he does get that call, I'm gonna be very excited for him, and we're gonna be able to take it all in.
And what are some of the things that you what have you learned most about yourself and moving on that will help you in the next level?
I feel like I learned how to be mentally tough. I went through a lot of adversity with the injuries and everything. But just, keeping my head down, being able to stay persistent. I taught myself, you can kind of, train yourself how to think. And I thought, when I wake up every day, some days you don't feel like getting out of bed. Some days you don't feel like attacking the workouts, attacking the rehab. But you got to think, future you is not going to care how you feel right now. And, that's what brought me here today. I would say a little bit of both. Mostly the off the field, his vocal nature, he's just a natural leader. He brings the guys together, like I said, and when he talks, people are going to listen.